Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a long overdue update for Project 100 Uses. This project is inspired by both Chic Geek and Much Tash, and I'm focusing on mostly eyeshadow palettes and then using them 100 times. I also have some non-eyeshadow products that just take a really long time to use up, and I want to track my usage. If you didn't know, I track all of my makeup usage in a spreadsheet, and filming this video kind of helps me refocus and try and exceed 100 uses on a lot of my items, and then I just feel like I'm getting my money's worth. So if that's something that interests you, then just keep on watching. I don't even recall the last time I filmed an update for this project. It has definitely fallen to the wayside. I am still tracking all of my makeup usage day to day, but I haven't been narrowing in on a selection of products to specifically reach 100 uses in a really long time, and I want to get back to doing that. So I believe I have 8 items here to share with you. I don't always share the same products, just ones I want to focus on or ones I feel like I've made good progress on when I do these updates, because like I said, I'm tracking everything. But these products I'm sharing with you today are ones that I would like to focus on a bit more in the coming months. I think this appears in almost every update for this project. ABH Sultry is a severely underutilized palette in my collection. It is so many people's favorite ABH palette, and it's just never been mine. I currently have 25 uses on it. I have a dip in the shade Teak and Fresh, but really this is not a palette I naturally gravitate towards, probably because it is cool tones. I'm almost always drawn to warm tones, but when I force myself to do cool tones, I really do enjoy the look as well, because I have more of a neutral skin tone. It does lean warm, but if you hear cow mooing, that's Ivy. She's very loud and she is my neighbor. 25 uses. Needs more uses. Would love to have a pan showing in here in the future. I think I say that every time. A palette that does have a pan but only has 45 tracked usage. Now this palette predates my makeup tracking spreadsheet, so that is why. I do have a very large pan on the shade Shooting Star. I still really love my Colourpop Dream St palette. I love this color story so much. The quality of this palette unfortunately is starting to decline, so in the next year or so I really want to focus in on this, get a lot of use on it, get some more dips. I have quite a big dip here in Water Bearer, the matte teal, because I love that shade so much, as well as in the shade Elfish, this brown. I just love this palette, and I'm so sad that the quality is deteriorating and I never did surpass 100 uses on this. Next I have kind of a wild card. I don't know what it is about the Urban Decay Naked Wild West palette that I feel really, what am I trying to say? Almost nostalgic about it, even though it's not that old. I feel a strange attachment to this palette, though I've only used it 7 times, and it is not new in my collection by any means. I feel a weird attachment to this palette, and yet I very, very rarely use it. So in sharing it with you guys, I want to pull this out and get some more love on it, especially these very warm bronzy brown shades. How stunning would that be in summer? I love a bronzy look combined with teal. Like, the color story in this palette is really calling to me. There are some shades in here that I really don't like. Cowboy Rick and Hold 'Em Up are not that good. Neither is Bud, to be honest. This is not a great quality palette, but for some reason I love this palette as an item. Like, I love owning this palette. I don't know why, even though I very rarely use it on my actual eyeballs. Another palette I talk about needing to up the usage on a lot is my Natasha Denona Zendo palette. This was a gift from my husband for our 10-year anniversary. Natasha Denona is a bit more expensive. However, I don't think this palette is that great of quality. I don't think it's worth this much money, and has kind of put me off of buying Natasha Denona palettes. I have used this 30 times. That number needs to be way up in order for me to feel like my money is worth, it's paid for itself sort of thing, even though it was a gift from my husband. I don't know. Again, I love the color story. I love the idea of this palette. Just in reality, I don't reach for it that much. I feel like my tracked usage on the Natasha Denona Mini Nude palette has to be incorrect. I've owned this for many years and I only have 10 tracked uses on it. However, I have a dip in this shade and this shade here kind of broke, so I feel like 10 is not correct, but that's the number I have in my spreadsheet, so I don't know what to tell you. In comparison to the Zendo palette, this quality is amazing. I love this palette. It lasts on my eyes, it blends so well. This is such an easy go-to palette in theory. Clearly it's not a go-to for me if I only have 10 uses on it, but this is just so easy to work with, whereas the Zendo I don't feel like is a great quality. So this was gifted to me by Steph a very long time ago, and though I'm 90% sure my tracked usage is wrong, I do want to reach 100 uses on this because I do love it. A product I have surpassed 100 uses on and just like to keep track of and share is my ModelCo Peach Bellini blush. This is like infamous on my channel. I feel like this is a blush that I've been working on for years and years. It has a pan, but it's not going anywhere. This is gonna last me my entire lifetime. I have 147 tracked uses on this and I just keep chipping away at it, reaching for it here and there. I just want to kind of keep track of it. I don't want it to fall to the wayside in the back of a drawer, so I keep this pulled out. I see the rings on here. Hopefully we'll see a big juicy pan someday. I put this product in These Products Will Self-Destruct video. I can link that in the cards. This is the Too Faced Cocoa Contour Palette, and I said I wanted to reach 100 uses by the end of this year, or else I had to declutter it because it is so old. The last time I updated you on this, I don't even know when that was. It was around 50 uses, and now we're up to 77.
I just noticed that in Fall Guys you have Bean, and why would the bean jump? It's a Mexican jumping bean.
They have arms and legs? That's weird.
Yeah.
We're now at 77 uses on this, so clearly I've been using it. I did hit pan in this powder shade this year, and I only need to use it 23 more times in order to keep it and keep working on it. So this is also a priority coming up. And lastly, I wanted to share with you my Too Faced Peach Perfect foundation. Because this has 1.6 fluid ounces of foundation in here, and I have definitely used it over 100 times. I am now at 130 tracked uses, and again, this predates my makeup tracking spreadsheet. So this had a ton of product in here, and it was definitely good value for money, which I like knowing, even though this has been discontinued. They did recently relaunch their matte foundation in the Born This Way line in this style packaging, so I'm wondering if that product is similar. But like I said, 130 tracked uses on this, and it's one of my favorites, to be honest. So that is everything for my project 100 uses. These are some products that I'm going to be focusing on. There have been a lot of products I have met and surpassed 100 uses on in my collection, which feels really good, but then the list never gets very long before I'm also using up products as well. I would love if you would reflect on your collection and let me know in the comments below a product that you really feel like you've gotten your money's worth. I know not everyone tracks their makeup like I do, but a product that maybe you spent, you know, some good dollars, some hard-earned money on that you feel like you've used a lot and really got your money's worth. I would love to know those products in the comments below. If you did enjoy today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up so that I know, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!